Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to the 11th of July, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. Gets us to the end of July now, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just see that first video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. Please like, share, and subscribe on both of today's videos. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Right, going to start off with the latest wind from that from earth.nullschool.net. So that cooler air, fresher air is starting to move down across the country from the north, but we are still bringing up a very warm or hot southerly southeasterly into that extreme southeastern corner at the moment. So temperatures have actually reached 34 degrees in the extreme southeast this afternoon, whereas central northern areas are feeling much cooler, much fresher compared to yesterday. That cooler air will eventually arrive even down in the south, I think. Central temperature is now confirmed to have come in at 17 degrees for June 2025. That's 2.9 degrees above the 61 to 1990 average. So yes, indeed, we see that we've had another very hot June. So of course, I won't get into the controversy again. We had June 1976 that came in at 17.0 at the time, and has recently been corrected downwards into the 16s. Then we had June 2023 with a 17 Celsius CT, and now we've got another one, June 2025, coming out at 17 degrees. So a very hot June indeed. We wait to see what July has in store. Right, so these are the GFS upper air temperature precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. We'll look at rugby today. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for rugby, starting off above average with the upper air temperatures at the moment. They're going to be going below average, though, over the first week of July. Well, a little bit up and down. So for a few days, a bit below average, then slightly above average, and then a little bit below average again. Overall, won't feel too bad in the sunshine anyway. We're not deviating that far from the 30-year mean there. There is a warming trend as we're moving from the first week into the second week of the middle part of July. Have to wait and see how far we go with that, of course. Precipitation-wise, going to be some showery bursts to come over the next day or two. And then into the weekend, we could find some wet weather coming in from off the Atlantic, which is something we haven't had very often over the past several weeks. After that, though, through the second week of July up to the middle part of the month, looking generally pretty dry there, I think, with that ensemble graph. Temperature anomalies, it's 5 days up to the 6th of July, above average in the south and southeast, near normal to slightly below average in the west and in the northwest. A 6 to 10 day temperature anomaly is close to normal in the northwest, a little bit above in the south and the east, and warming up in the 10 to 14 day time frame, which gets us to the middle of July 15, and then we see the temperature anomaly starting to go more significantly above average across England and Wales. Precipitation anomalies next 7 days, drier than average in the south and in the southwest, wetter than average for parts of Scotland. 8 to 14 day, generally trending drier but normal. So definitely a warming and drying trend here through the second week of July. Right, let's start going through chart data then. South latest UK Met Euro run looking for midnight on Friday. High pressure ridging into the south and into southwest, but declining as we move. So sorry everyone, we got video all lighting, had a cough, but declining as we move into the weekend with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, having some quite wet weather in with it. And as we get through to the beginning of the following week, we're into a rather showery northwesterly wind. Rather cool with those northwesterlies, with showers into the north and in the east in particular. Icon again has that nice ridge into the south through Friday. Saturday, Sunday sees low pressure bow heading in from the Atlantic, so turning quite a bit more unsettled and cooler over the weekend. But by next Tuesday, high pressure is already showing signs of starting to ridge back up from the Azores. Will we make more of that as we go through the second week of July? Then we've got the KMA again looking rather cool and showery through next week, or the early part of next week anyway. Later on, high pressure ridges back up from the southwest, so turning drier and much warmer or hotter with that nice extension from the Azores high into west of Europe, mostly dry, but could be quite hot actually by that point. That gets us to the 13th of July, summer coming back there with the KMA. And then what about the GFS? Well, this is the midnight one, again looking rather showery and a little bit on the cool side as we're going through the weekend. So low pressure sitting close to the country, bringing showers and potentially some long spells of rain. Well, then we're into higher pressure ridging up from southwest as we go to the middle of next week. So that returns us back to drier and warmer conditions. And then that high pressure really strengthening as we move up towards day 10. So we find, yes, we go back to summer in the second week of July after a short interruption, something a little bit cooler, a little bit more unsettled. We're back to proper summer conditions there into the second week of month with that large area of high pressure being drier, hotter conditions. Check out the upper air temperatures, got plus 20 Celsius up again into the north of France. So later on, around the middle part of the month, turns a little bit thundery potentially, because that's a very long way off, and I wouldn't be that confident about that. But it looks like the second week of July is certainly turning drier and hotter there. And then the GFS 6Z by comparison, again, low pressure being cooler and showery conditions through the weekend. May last into the early part of next week as well, but later next week, high pressure reaches back up from the Azores, so we head up towards the middle part of July. Plenty of high pressure ridging in from southwest, bringing lots of dry, warm or very warm conditions. That gets us to the 17th of July as far as we go with the GFS 6Z and summer well and truly entrenched there actually. But that's a prolonged spell of dry and very warm or hot weather, I think GFS 6Z is going for from the second week of the month into the second half of the month. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks so much everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of my videos and content. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. Thanks everyone for doing that. We need to put around 50 subscribers to get to 20.5k, so if you could give us up, that'd be amazing. Thanks so much everyone. Right, GM, again with high pressure bringing lots of dry, very warm or hot conditions through the last stage of weekend to weekend. Turns cooler and pressure with a trough of low and winds in from the northwest. Both cooler, rather showery conditions then last into the beginning of next week. High pressure ridging back up from the Azores with GM by day 10, suggesting that the second week of July could well have a transition back to something drier and hotter. And then the ECM rounding it all off with high pressure declining into the weekend, turning cooler and showering over the weekend. Both cooler and showery northwesterlies lasting into the start of next week as well. Later next week, high pressure ridges back from the Azores though, so by day 10 we're back under a ridge, mostly dry, and should be warming up then as well. In the more extended range, lower pressure starts coming back in from off Atlantic. That could be a little bit thundery. No, looking slightly more mixed with the ECM compared to most of the other model data there through the second week of July. We'll see where that sits within the ECM ensembles in a moment. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Spectre.com. So, could be some heavy showers, maybe thunderstorms into the southeastern corner tonight and tomorrow morning. They get out of the way, and then a lot of dry weather for the rest of the week of south, some showery conditions in the north. And then all areas turning rather mixed as we go through the weekend with showers and or long spells of rain. Eventually we turn things drier though by days 8, 9 and 10. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 11th of July. 24 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure bridging up from the southwest, bringing a lot of dry weather. That includes patrol and the operation run. 16 with high pressure over and slightly to west of the country, and 11 with lower pressure coming in from off the Atlantic there. So quite a strong signal of high pressure at day 10, 24 and 16. Both have high pressure in the ascendancy. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It'll get us to the 16th of July. 80 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure north, high pressure to the south, looking rather westerly. We've got 17 with high pressure over to the east of the country. Should be mostly dry. And that's likely to be very warm as well. Of course, that includes the charming operational run, though, which you know is bringing low pressure in from the Atlantic. Not that convincingly so, a bit meandering it in with it, but does bring low pressure in there 2 weeks out. And then 16 looking very slack, so a Scandinavian high and some sort of trough through the Atlantic. So we're seeing a strong signal of high pressure at day 10 there for the ECM ensembles. At 2 weeks out, a range of options telling us that mid-July it's all to play for. And then the CFS, finally, these are 500 millibar height ensembles, so break it down into week periods. The first week period takes from the 1st to the 7th of July. So the next week, with high pressure over and to the south and west of the country, mostly dry conditions and freshening up after a hot start. Week 2 is the 8th to 14th of July, high pressure back in over top of the country, wind coming up from a southerly southwesterly direction. That looks mostly dry and potentially quite hot. Week 3 it will be the 15th, 21st of July, high pressure still in control from the Atlantic into West Europe, dry, fine, probably hot as well, or very warm anyway. And week 4, look at this, real high pressure first. It was 22nd, 28th of July, with high pressure again, above average heights, firmly anchored and rooted over the UK and Ireland. That comes off, this will be an 18 Celsius CET July, I'm quite sure about that. Although, keep in mind, those are weekly anomalies, so it's not going to be a high pressure every single day for the next 4 weeks, or very unlikely to be. There will be day-to-day variation and, some lower pressure possible at times. But overall, for the next 4 weeks, that's a really strong signal for high pressure to dominate. And so, mostly dry, very warm, possibly hot month is likely. We'll see. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please can you like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. Thank you so much everyone for doing that. Thanks so much everyone. Right, just tell you what's happening on the channel tomorrow. Going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. No live stream tomorrow because we're going to be live on Sunday this week. So we're going to release the winter 2025-26 NAO forecast 2 PM as a premiere at 2 PM on Sunday afternoon, and then at 6 PM we're going to be live on Sunday. So big weekend coming up for GavsWeatherVids. That means there won't be a Wednesday live stream this week, just a regular 10 to 14 day video upload tomorrow. Oh, and no autumn update this week either. We're going to take a little break on the autumn updates, so we've got plenty of updates to go at in the second half of the in the second half of the season of autumn updates. Right, okay, well, we're done for today's video, though, so you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. And for this one, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.